Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you're all hanging in there. I know I'm doing my best to maintain some form of routine as we go throughout these crazy times, taking it one day at a time. Today, I have a 20-minute glute workout for you. We are spending more time indoors, so that means we're spending more time on our asses, and our glutes and our hips are gonna get really tight, and the muscles aren't gonna activate as well. Our glutes are so important to stabilize our low backs, our pelvis, our hips, our knees, even our ankles, and they improve the way that we move and we walk, and they improve our whole body biomechanics. Anyone can do this workout. It's safe for pregnancy and for all levels. I just encourage you to listen to your body. So if something doesn't feel right for you, listen to that, take a break, maybe stretch it out, come back to it when you're ready, or send me a question if you have any. If you like what you see, then subscribe and share it with your friends. And I'm going to be creating more of these videos for you. So write me a comment, let me know what you want me to create next. I am all ears. Enjoy the workout. So come on down onto your hands and knees. You're going to stack your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we're going to start with a donkey kick. So spread those fingers nice and wide, lift through the chest. We want to start in a neutral spine position. So that means we have that natural curve in the lower back. We honor that. We pull the abdominals up and in, the rib cage up and in. We flex through that back foot, and we're going to extend the leg up towards the ceiling, like you're going to do a footprint on the ceiling, and then bring that leg straight back down. So we exhale to lift the leg up, press the sole of the foot to the ceiling. We inhale as it lowers. Now, we're keeping the same angle of the knee, that 90-degree angle. And we're keeping the weight centered. So naturally the weight's gonna wanna shift over into that stabilizing leg. See if you can shift it back. And this way, we're gonna also work into the oblique muscles. Keep lifting up out of the chest. The back of the neck is long. We wanna lift up the head and neck in line with the rest of the spine. And you should feel some work build in that lifting leg. In the back of that leg, the glute muscles, the glute max muscle, and also through the hamstring. We'll go 3 more like this. And 2. Last one like that, and then lower that leg down. Okay, so the right leg's gonna lower. Now the left hand is gonna come down. We're gonna go on the forearm, elbow down in line with the hand, and that left hand's gonna come on top of the right hand. We're gonna shift the weight over into the left leg, and we're gonna open the right leg up and out to the side. Now you wanna keep the bend in the knee and lift that leg up as high as it'll get, and then lower it back down. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Now, lift up out of that bottom hip. So we're actually working both of the glute muscles here, not just that top one, but the stabilizing one is gonna work just as hard. And for some of us, it's gonna work even harder. I can definitely feel a lot of work. But the key to getting that bottom glute to work is to think of lifting up out of it, opening through those hips as you lift the leg, and then keep it open. So you're almost growing tall through that lower leg. The back of the neck is long. If you're feeling any discomfort in the neck, if it's feeling tight, take your gaze down towards your forearm. All right, we'll go 1 more like this. Woo! All right, and then we're gonna come into circles. You're gonna pull that knee in towards the chest, open it up and around and down in a big juicy circle. So we're also getting lots of mobility into that hip joint. We get a lot of stiffness built up in our hips generally, so it's really important to keep them moving and mobile while we strengthen them. You gotta move it or you lose it, really. We'll go for 3 more. Good, and 2. 1 more like that, and then we go the other way, reverse it, up and around. Good, still those big circles. Still breathe through it. Remember, you can take breaks whenever you need, but you should be getting a good burn, hopefully by now. Last 2. Last one there, hold it there. You're gonna pull the knee in towards the elbow. Try and touch it, that's what you're aiming for. And then kick it away from you. So we pull it in and extend away. Inhale as you pull that leg in, exhale to press away. Bend it in, press away. Aim a little bit higher. Don't forget about that bottom hip. We should be lifting up out of that bottom hip. Growing tall, you should feel that burn. Keep the back of the neck long. We'll go for 3. We'll go for 2. Last one here, kick it out. Hold it out there. Lift a little higher, turn the toes out slightly, and pulse it up and up. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, all right, we're not done yet. Shake it out. Always encouraged to shake your ass a little bit. All right, we're gonna come down onto our side now. So that forearm that's down, that left forearm is now gonna extend, and you're gonna come down onto that same side. So extend that left arm out. Left arm's gonna be your pillow, or you can grab a real pillow or a block or a rolled up towel. Make sure your head is back in line with the rest of your spine, really important. The knees are gonna come into a side tabletop position. So that means hips right behind those knees, and your shins should be parallel to the front edge of your mat if you're using one, or otherwise just create that 90-degree angle at the knees. This top hand can come and rest below. Now, you wanna lift up from that lower waist, so there should be a little bit of space between your lower rib cage, your lower waist, and your mat. That's gonna keep you working into those right muscles. Now pull the ribs in, pull the abdominals in as well. We're gonna open this top leg up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Now, we're opening this leg, but the movement should come from the hips. So what we don't wanna see is the whole body rolling back. Instead, we wanna keep this stack of the pelvis, and we want that movement to come from deep within the hip joint. Exhale as you lift, inhale to lower. If you're not sure, take this hand onto the hip. I like to do that. Make sure the pelvis isn't rolling back as that leg lifts. Good, you should feel that work all through the outside of that right hip. Keep it going for 3, for 2, last one like that, and then come to a point where the hip, the knee, the ankle are all at one level. We're gonna keep the same angle of the knee, but you're gonna push the leg back, hinging from the hip for that hip extension, and then inhale as you bring the leg forward. Exhale to sweep the leg back. Inhale as it sweeps forward. Good, this is gonna work not just into the side glute muscles, your gluteus medius muscles, but also into your gluteus maximus muscles, which are your primary hip extensors. They move the hip back. Woo! Good. I'll be impressed if you don't feel this. Let me know in the comments. Good, on the next one, we're gonna come forward and hold. My favorite. We got rainbows. Everybody loves a rainbow, right? Knees are gonna kiss together, and then we come up and over, heels kiss together. So we go up and over, painting a rainbow with the shin, up and over knees, up and over heels. Now, as the knees kiss, make sure that lower waist isn't dropping down. You still wanna have that lifted up. Good, don't worry if the knees don't get all the way together or the heels don't go all the way together. You're just trying to create some internal and external rotation through the hip. We'll go for 3 and 2. Good, one more like that. The knees are gonna kiss. We're gonna hold it there in that internal rotation. Little lifts up and down from that internal rotation. Little lifts up and down, pulses to finish off. On this side, we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way down, give it a little rub out, give it a little bit of love, and we're gonna lift on up, and we're gonna come to the other side. So I'm gonna spin around. We'll go a really good stretch at the end of this series, I promise. So we're gonna come back, starting on hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Give yourself just a quick little cat-cow stretch, just to get some movement through the spine. And then we find that neutral spine position, long through the upper back and the neck. We've got that natural curve through the lower back. And we're gonna start with our donkey kick. So flex through the left foot, nothing else moves. Pull those ribs in, pull those abdominals in. And then we're gonna lift this leg up and bring it down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. As you lift that leg up, you're thinking about the sole of the foot reaching up towards the ceiling. We're thinking about the weight staying centered, so making sure you're not shifting over into that right leg, into that stabilizing leg. Think about doing the opposite, almost shifting more weight over to the left. Good, and you should feel a little bit more activation through your abdominals and through your obliques as you do that. Good, neck still long. Good, still breathing through the movement. Good, you should feel those muscles start to fire up through the back of that left leg, the left glute muscles and hamstring muscles starting to work. Great, we'll go for 3, and 2. Last one, and we bring it down. All right, from here, we're gonna take the right forearm down. So the right forearm comes across, hand rests on top of the left one, and we rotate the chest over to the side. We shift the weight now into that right leg. That left leg is gonna open out to the side and then slowly come on down. We open and we lower. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Good, and now we think about lifting up out of that lower hip. So we don't want to sit into it. You want to almost think about pushing the hips forward, opening through the chest and the shoulders as you do this. And that way both sides are going to work equally. And you're going to get that equal activation through both of those glutes. Breathing through the movement, take the tension out of your shoulders. We all hold enough tension in the neck and shoulders. We don't need to add more work usually to those muscles in these sorts of exercises. Long through the back of the neck. If your neck is feeling tight, remember, just gaze down towards your forearm. We'll go one more like this. And then we're going to take it into those big circles. You're going to draw the knee in towards the chest, come up and around and circle. Up and around and circle. Woo! Exhale, up and around. Inhale as you come down. Exhale, up and around, inhale down. Now these exercises are so good, not just for the way that we stand and walk, but any runners, jumpers, any of those things. So good for stabilizing and improving our form. One more this way and we reverse it. Go the other way. Up and around. Breathing through it, long through the back of the neck. We go for 3. We go for 2. Last one like this, and then we pull the knee in towards the elbow. We kick the leg out away. Inhale as it bends in. Exhale, press away. Inhale, bend it in. Exhale, press away. Good, keep aiming towards the elbow, and as you kick out, aim a little bit higher each time so we don't lose that height on that lifting leg. Maintaining control on that stabilizing hip. We go for 3 and 2. Last one, we hold it out there and we do little pulses. Use your abdominals here a little bit as well. Pull those abs in and pulse that leg up. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Woo! All right, from here, we're gonna lay on our side. So right forearm is down, so we're gonna lay on that right side. Extend that arm away from you. Head's gonna rest down onto that arm. Or you can grab a pillow when you were using on the other side. All right, spine is in one long line here. Knees right in front of the hips. Legs at tabletop. We find that lift. So you actively wanna lift that lower waist away from your mat. Rib cage draws in, abdominals are engaged. This top hand can either be on the hip or on the mat in front of you. From here, we open the leg up and we lower it down. Exhale. Inhale to lower. Remember, for this one, the most important part is that we don't rock that pelvis back. So if you want to give yourself that little bit more feedback, take this hand, this top hand, and place it onto the outside of the pelvis, that bony part, the top of your pelvis, because that's going to help you really determine whether or not you're rocking back. And you can sort of push the hip forward a tiny bit, the pelvis forward, to make sure that it's not rocking back. And then you'll feel even more of a burn into that left glute muscle. Woohoo! All right, we're going for another 3 and 2. One more like that, and then we're going to stop in parallel. So hip, knee, ankle, all in one long line. We extend back from the hip this time as the leg sweeps back behind, and then we bring the leg forward. Exhale to sweep it back. Inhale to sweep it forward. All right, as that leg goes back, make sure you're not extending the leg back from the lower back. Really important that the movement comes from the hip, but this part of the body isn't actually moving. Keep going with that breath pattern. Good, 2 more like this. 1 more like that, we come forward and we come into our rainbow. So holding there, knees kiss down together, up and over, heels kiss, up and over knees, up and over heels. So here we're working into internal rotation. This is our internal rotation of the hip. And then as we come up and over, that's our external rotation. You might find that it feels different between the two sides. We often have asymmetries in our bodies. That's totally normal. Just know that about your own body. Up and over. Exhale. Inhale to come forward. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulders. We'll go for another 3. And 2. Last one, and then we meet with the knees together. We hold it, we lift the leg up, we lower down, lift up and down. Those little movements up and down. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg all the way down. Give that a little rub. Woo! All right, we're gonna roll onto our backs. Good, finish with some bridge work here. So feet are gonna be planted down on the mat. Hands gonna be down by your sides, or if you want a little bit more of a stability challenge, feel free to reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. From here, we're gonna actively engage through those glutes. So actively squeeze your butt cheeks on and then lift the hips all the way up. Now we wanna create this nice long spine, so think ribs in, tailbone gently tapped, and then we just drop the hips straight back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. The back of the neck is long. Whew. Making sure you're not letting the ribs flare out, so always pull the ribs in, abdominals in as well, and feel the lift coming from the back of the hips. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2. On the next one, lift and hold it up there. From here, the knees are gonna squeeze together now. I want you to keep the feet where they are. Squeeze the knees together as tight as you possibly can and feel that activation through the inner part of your glute muscles, and then release. So we squeeze together as tight as you can and release. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to release. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to release. Keep that going. Inhale, release. Finding your own pace, moving with your own breath as you go through that movement. If you're feeling any discomfort in your lower back, feel free to drop the hips down slightly and really tuck that tailbone under. That can often help. Otherwise, you can do this part with your hips all the way down on the mat. We keep it going. Squeeze as tight as you can each time. One more like that, and then pause. Now for this next part, make sure your feet are a little bit closer here. We're gonna roll up onto the balls of the feet. Make sure you're pressing evenly through all of your toes, so not more weight through the outer edge. Push into those big toes especially, and then lower back down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You should feel a lot of work all through the backs of those legs, hamstrings and glutes, as well as calves. Make sure the knees are not rolling in or out. You can take a little glance down to make sure. On the next one, lift and hold. When you leave there, we're gonna keep those heels lifted. Unless that doesn't feel good for you, you can lower the heels down. We drop the hips halfway down, lift all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Feel that squeeze through your glutes, and now speed it up a little bit. Down and up. Down and up. We are here until the end for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come all the way up. Roll all the way down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Just rock a bit from side to side. And we're going to give those glutes a stretch now after all that. Take your left ankle, cross it over the right thigh. Push the knee away from you. Now that might be enough. Otherwise, take it into your full figure four stretch. Wrap the hands around the back of that right thigh, that right hamstring, and pull in towards your chest. Now make sure the whole back isn't lifting up. So you want to keep the tailbone heavy, almost arch through your lower back slightly, and then pull the shape in closer towards your chest. Whew. Breathe there. Enjoy the stretch. Hold it for one more deep breath in. And out, let it go. I'm going to switch sides. Other side, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. Push the knee away from you. That might be enough for you. Otherwise, take your hands, thread through to the back of that thigh and pull the shape in towards your chest. Relax the shoulders, tailbone heavy, and wrap the shape in. breathe. We'll hold here for one more deep breath in. And out. Let it go. All right, knees into your chest. Rock yourself on up to sit. You did it. Well done. You have finished that 20-minute glute workout. I know it's tough. You can do this workout every day, or you can add it to your other workouts. I'm going to be posting more that you can combine with this one, so let me know if you have any other requests, and I'll see you soon.